It's great being here telling you all about an event we're having over in Missoula at another grand old theater, the Wilma, September 28th. It's really weird to be using this format, 20 seconds, to talk about a 1,000-year-old forest. And at the end of the presentation, there'll be even weirder, 3.7 seconds available to y'all to get a QR code with your phone, such as the 21st century. Steve, I'm ready at your convenience. Thank you. Eudora Welty. A place that ever was lived in is like a fire that never goes out. It flares up, smolders for a time, but its being is intact, the result of some original ignition. Sometimes it gives out glory. Sometimes its little light must be sought out to be seen. A land as tender as a candle, but as certain. I live in the Yak Valley, a land time has not yet reached. It's off-grid, as far north and west as you can go in Montana. A bowl of outlaws, rainforest, swamps, mosquitoes, lowest point in the state, wettest, big trees. This valley lathes our spirits. We desire boldness because we are surrounded by it. It's the firmament of our existence. And yet, we sleep. What will awaken us? The best dreams are the ones where the dreamer emerges from the dream time rested, strong, secure in one's vision. We would not have found the old forest had the Kootenai National Forest not proposed to eradicate it with enormous clear cuts. They built a road, lit a fuse, gashed the edge of the old forest, and it began to dewater, to bleed out. Their ravening hunger led us straight to the old forest and its wonders. When we stepped into the forest, we did not feel fear or the rage of greed, of never having enough, but instead love. In the old forest, we lay down and slept, while the unheard heart of all the life below and all the light above surged in pulses of passion, integrity, ecstasy. When we awoke, we had hope. We felt better than we had in years. We looked around at the giants they'd already marked for slaughter and thought, only beauty can stop the bulldozers. From a great ugliness, what else can possibly emerge but great beauty? We committed to fight their bulldozers with our poets and luthiers. Our painters will defeat their chainsaws. We planned a big party in an old theater in Missoula, the Wilma, this September 28th. Be there. Violinists, tribal speakers, drummers, light show artists, singers, songwriters, and lots of guitarists. A tree without a forest is not a tree. A tree without a forest is a ghost. Predator and prey, everything is connected. The potential for loss exists in every breath. How liberating to realize that when everything is on the line, it is ultimately art with which one prepares to defend that which one loves. The whole world can't come tromping through this forest, crushing verdant mossy logs. We had to figure a way to get the forest out to the world. We went in with a wheelbarrow. High noon, we cut out a length about the size of a whale vertebrae. Nighttime is for dreaming. Daytime is for doing. We strapped the wood into the front seat of the Subaru, drove it 460 miles to Bozeman, sprinkling water on it to keep it wet. Took it to master luthier Kevin Kopp, asked him to make the finest guitar he'd ever made. Sure, he said, why not? Can one tree save a forest? Yes, he said. Sometimes there's a place, and sometimes there's a man. And sometimes, well, there's a place and a man and a guitar. Jeff Bridges heard Kevin's Black Ram guitar, commissioned 6 more with Breedlove guitars as part of their All in This Together sustainability campaign. Montana versus the world. Poet laureate Ada Limon came and wrote a poem that she read to President Biden. Painters Monty Dolak and Clyde Aspavig rallied to designate Black Ram as a climate refuge. Articles were published in Scientific American, Outside, New Yorker. Musicians Maggie Rogers, Rob Quist, James McMurtry, Jeff Ament, and Phil Auberg joined. SF writers Wendell Berry, Bill McKibben, Terry Tempest Williams, Richard Powers, Jane Hirschfield, Beth Ann Finley. The old forest has so many mysteries. The old forest summons great art. I want to tell what the forest were like, wrote the poet W.S. Merwin. I will have to speak in a forgotten language. Art is the one thing that keeps us from forgetting. Art and only art can save Black Ram. Say what you will, such things do not happen often, but they do happen. This is not just a local story. It's a Montana story, but the seed we hold here will buy us the rarest thing, time. Designating Black Ram as a climate refuge will be the first seed in what will become a global curtain of green, with refuges connected one to another around the world. There is no feeling on earth like that when hope begins to stir, when longing first begins to manifest itself from the smoke. It's how you know the dream has germinated. It's when the seed first breaks through dormancy and reaches up into the living, a sign you are on the dream's path. In the old forest, your world, our world, can be turned upside down, a place where sunlit canopy becomes moon-dark matrix of roots, where two trees formerly thought by foresters to be enemies, cedar and larch, have not only found ways to coexist, but to prosper. In the old forest at Black Ram, the living is a kind of music, with slashes of sunlight strafing down through the canopy, fighting their way toward the earth that has been waiting to receive that light. The earth that light was bound for when it left the sun so long ago. Remember those old music boxes with spindles that stroked the metal tabs endlessly, each tune and melody a function of those nibs and tiny spikes? It is much the same here when the light touches the tops and tips of the trees at Black Ram, when the wind touches it. Among the creaking of spars and the rush of the Yak River, you can hear it. You can hear a variation of it in each tree, in each growth ring, a story in every cell, a song of light in every cell. The bulldozers are coming, but at Black Ram, we will stop them. You will stop them. We will stop them in Montana with paint, with song, with light. Listen, it's so beautiful.